Hello and welcome, and today I joined the worst SMP in Minecraft history. So it all started on Twitter when something caught my eye. 100 players, 3 lives, and 1 week to survive. It sounded like a fun challenge, and Ender put me on the whitelist right away, so it looked like things were going good. But I could have never guessed what was waiting for me in the throwaway joke SMP. But before we get into what went terribly wrong, let's talk about the good. It was a custom-built world with its own biomes and structures for you to find. Clearly, there was a lot of ambition behind this event, and it was for charity too, so what could possibly go wrong? Apparently a lot. Like, a lot could and did go wrong, like. But anyways, there were rules set that I'll get into as they become important, as it's a big reason as to why this SMP fell apart the way that it did. For instance, you could have groups of up to 3 people, but only one person could win the grand prize. Regardless of my thoughts that I was gonna get backstabbed horribly, I joined a team anyways. Up first, we have HDJR. Skilled in UHC duels and more, he was our team's top fighter who was going to clear all the competition that was coming up ahead. Up next, we have Planky, a player who knows the ins and outs of Minecraft's mechanics and whose traps were going to stop any player from ever getting anywhere near us. He also plays a pretty mean Maramba, and with our team together, I thought we had a really good chance of winning. But as you'll see, this SMP takes a turn very quickly. It began pretty peacefully with a pillager outpost right next to spawn that was already killing people, so we went out to go get a head start and we got a good amount of materials before we got the memo that they were going to be clearing our inventory, so we did a little bit of strategic cheating and put a chest in the ground to put everything inside. And once the server restarted, we found a chest from someone who was doing the same thing. We were getting pretty far pretty fast, so I thought it was about time we started pestering other players, and even though we were in a grace period, it didn't prevent you from killing them with lava, so I went around and started messing with some people for a little bit. Probably not the best idea if I wanted to make some alliances later, but as you'll see, that kind of cleared itself out. We then stole a couple of villagers and were on good pace on Plank's plan to blow up the server, so we decided to go on an adventure. What is this?
Hello. Miles.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, don't break the block. Don't break the block. Don't break it.
I'm not gonna break it. I'm looking. I'm just...
Okay. Like,
so who's Bertha?
Oh.
Give her a hug. Give her a hug.
I see that stick. I know it's gonna happen if I do that.
Okay, I'm gonna release it. Ready?
No, Miles.
No?
All right, boys.
Oh, it's actually extremely slow.
Ah!
They're gonna... No!
No!
And
It took me so long to spawn that thing in. It took me so long to spawn. Right. Change this.
What? Okay, I'm...
Oh, wait, did it get launched? Oh, there goes one. Come on, Gotha. You can do it.
No. I see what you're doing.
Restop. You can do it. Make Daddy proud.
Yeah.
You moron. Okay, alright.
Someone punched the zombie towards me, that's why I fell.
Oh, I don't know who did that. I think it was
How
your
did you get
teammate.
launched?
Hey.
Can you TP me real quick?
Yeah, Plank, come here.
Damn. Oh.
This is Power 420, just letting you know.
Okay.
There you go. I think.
Yeah, it's meant to kill a magma cube. Here, let me showcase you.
What are y'all doing?
The
Stop
big fight.
spawning things. Stop spawning things.
It's an event,
Stop
Ender.
spawning.
Calm down, bro.
Well, I lose money if you just help people and
We're not helping anyone. We're killing them, you
We're just
muppet.
giving them a chance to kill something.
Yeah.
It doesn't even give them anything
Stop
besides
doing that.
glory.
Fun.
It
Why?
kills them. It kills them.
No,
they
they're
agree to it.
consenting
They
to
agree
it.
to it.
I don't care. It ruins the event. Stop it.
How does it ruin it? It's fun. Everyone enjoys
Because it ruins the point. I don't care.
You're a hater. You're a clout chaser.
Oh my god. De-op all of yourselves and go into survival. You are not allowed to use admin commands anymore. Don't spawn stuff in.
We're not doing anything.
You literally got people killed. You made them lose their lives.
No, we didn't. They made themselves lose their lives by
Yeah,
agreeing to it.
You punched the zombie towards me.
That was Rita's
your
fault, not
teammate
mine.
Miles. What is
That
Miles?
was not me. Don't
That was
don't try to
you.
shove this on me.
Rhea, sorry.
You're trying to kill me now.
Why did you just make a thing?
I gave it a unibrow. What do you mean? Wait, hang on, wait. I got one more.
Can you TP me up there?
Squidward.
It's Squidward. It's Squidward.
Ah, stop
It's
Stop fucking around.
Ender, stop being so mad. Oh my god.
Ender, nothing bad is happening from this. Where did Ria go?
I kicked him.
Why?
Cause he was being a dickhead.
How?
You made someone lose their life by abusing his admin.
Hi. If you didn't know, today's word of the day is admin abuse, so be on the lookout for this word because it'll be very important later. Alright, see ya.
Yeah.
Now we're getting Gertha 3.0. You boys ready? Ria, stop. I want to do Big Gertha 3.0.
Oh no.
Ender's still here. Okay, no. Now we can have fun. Alright, so.
Alright, what's up?
You guys ready for Gertha 3.0? Yeah.
I'm the only one here, so I guess, yeah.
You're not ready. Do you? Alright, hang on. I need to sign. You need to sign a waiver. In the subject case that you may lose one's life, are you willing to?
You are not agreeing to this. You are not letting him lose a life to fucking admin abuse.
Resetting life straight after doesn't take anything.
It's removed from the data pack.
I'm still down here.
That means restart the server once it's removed from the data pack.
20 people. There's like 30 people on. Can we have to restart it now?
You have 3 seconds. 3.
I don't even have an arrow. I can't even.
Drop it. Just drop it. Come on.
Okay, I dropped it.
Best.
Oh no!
Hey.
He gave speed. Come on, Gertha. Just hit one.
Oh yeah, here, like, come over here.
No.
Oh, there it goes! Here, like, over here, there's, I'm gonna drop you a bow.
Oh, there's a bridge. And then I started an army of chickens. I had a plan of becoming, like, the king of the chickens or something, but then, yeah, that didn't really work out. Could use them for arrows, though. Now, when it comes to SMPs, especially those I was on years ago, I would always make my bases out of nether materials, so it was nice they had a biome here for me to do that, especially because we weren't allowed to go into the nether anyways. But as I was getting everything to build a base, a major red flag dropped.
Ender said that he wants to join. Because,
Ender?
you know, Ender, yeah.
Like, just to talk to us? Because, like, he's the one running the thing, right?
No, he's, apparently his mom won't let him be on his computer. So when he can get on, he's gonna probably be with us. The event is basically hosted by the other admins, and Ender isn't very glad about this.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could already tell that disaster was coming from a mile away after this was happening. Like, you mean to tell me that the owner of the event is now going to be a player in his own event? Because, mind you, he's angry at his own admins for being admins, and now he wants to join our team. Now, obviously, I couldn't turn down such an opportunity. That's an easy win. But it was clear what direction this SMP was heading. And as you heard in that clip, he clearly had his hands full. A fun fact, by the way, he didn't even show up to the start of the event. But he did get on a call with us.
Hello?
Hello, Ender.
Have y'all been able to get me any gear yet?
I mean, I've been just farming stuff. I like how I punched an Enderman off a cliff and he forgot about it instantly.
Okay, well, bye.
So after Ender left to do schoolwork, we made some alliances and we were still making amazing progress on this SMP. Everything was looking good, so I went out to go get some dinner. And when I came back, I got a message that something had happened.
Hello, Miles.
Hey.
Hello, Miles.
Hey.
Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ender betrayed us.
Oh, really?
He started a raid at our base and then just left. All the villagers that had all the good armor and stuff are dead.
Well, damn, okay. I guess, huh. So who's he teamed up with now, then?
2 other people. They seem like quite nice people. And from what I've heard, they're actually planning to backstab him.
Oh. Man, so much drama. I've left to go get dinner. Jeez, how did this happen?
I don't even know. Frickin' got betrayed. Most of my stuff was stolen. My god apple was stolen. I'm at the point of just slow insanity, but you know.
Hey, I'm already at that point. You can see it with the amount of chickens I have right now.
Yeah, true. Oh, and the giant thing is that he kind of used person pretty much like owner abuse. So there's actually an end building in the overworld. Didn't know this existed, but Ender did, and Ender knew the exact coordinates to it. So he told his new team.
I like how he puts in the group chat. So the end tower had shulkers on it, as if he didn't know. Rigged.
I want to kill Ender.
We could just get like a whole team on the Ender and then just kill him.
Well, no, they didn't say they would help kill Ender. They just said that.
I know people who will help.
I'm a bad human being.
I know.
It's not like you would. It's not like you knew that, like, you know, he was gonna do that. And with all that, I called it a day. Yeah, this was only day 1. The next day, I woke up to a couple of messages that caught me up on what I had missed. For starters, the grace period had ended, and Ender already died twice. Apparently, there was this very, very overpowered sword called the Ender Blade, and anyone who got their hands on it would become easily one of the most overpowered players on the server. Thing is, though, Ender didn't get it. Instead, it was someone else who killed him twice with it, and it was all because Ender was trying to bait people into fighting each other right when the grace period ended, so I don't know what he was expecting. And speaking of expectations, one of Planky's traps went off during the party, so yeah, there was that. I really regret sleeping that day now, because I feel like I missed out on a lot, especially the party. I also missed out on the new alliance that we made. So HD and Planky let me know that we moved bases, which was a good move given the fact that our original base was pretty close to spawn. But we got a message that a player named Jinxed needed our help. He said he had no place to go, but given how suspicious that was, my team made a decoy base, and Planky agreed to meet up with him.
I'm positive 699.
Oh, he's here. Oh my god. Link is here. Pull me. Thanks.
Link was there as well.
Yeah, Link was. They were trying to kill me.
Surprise, surprise, they were trying to sabotage us. Thing is, though, that was the last we ever heard of Jinxed, outside of Asari. We got lucky and found a skeleton spawner right next to our base, which now makes me question even more why I was making so many chickens. And then we did a bunch of mining with Plank on the marimba.
What's your favorite weirdest Minecraft animal? Like, it has to be really, like, your favorite, like, weird one.
Ghast.
Okay, let me think. Endermite.
That's a good one.
That is an interesting one.
Also, baby turtles.
For day 2, we were doing great. Things were looking up, and never mind. Obviously. What? Yeah, everything got robbed. And they killed my dogs too, and my chickens. It's like, this was about to be one of those videos of like, this SMP, everyone killed my dog, so I sent 5,000 withers on them. Like, it was about to be one of those. But instead, things got a little more interesting. If you couldn't see there, well, I was finding out that we got robbed horribly. An argument was going down in chat. See, something I didn't mention when Ender died twice earlier was that he reset lives right after. Being back to 3 again, him and his team came up with a plan. Now, as I said earlier, you weren't allowed to go to the Nether, but you also weren't allowed to go to the End. Well, the rules don't apply to Ender, as him and his team went to the End anyways. It wasn't even like there was an End portal on the map. They specifically left the world borders in order to get to an End portal in order to pull this off. Which, to give him credit, there wasn't a rule that you couldn't leave the world borders, so I'll give him that one. Let's see. So Ender now has 1 point, and Admin Abuse has... Whoa. So they went to the end, got Elytras, changed the rule that you couldn't kill the Ender Dragon, and so they put everything in an Ender chest and jumped off into the void. All making them lose 1 life, right? Wrong. As per the server's request, they were resetting lives again for everyone. How convenient. Oh, and Ender added another person onto his team. He changed the rule. You can now have 4 people. I guess this sounds like the Miles rants section of this video, but literally all of these rules were just being broken in succession. It was just insane. And you would not believe it, he broke yet another rule. And this one is more just like, see, you can't be the admin and a player at the same time. It just doesn't work, and this is why. but literally they had a scheme. They had this down to a science. Alright, so let me lay down their scheme for you. A lot of these custom structures had mob spawners within them, and one of the rules was don't destroy them. You know, it's annoying for the admins and such. But given that Ender was the last active admin on the server, if these mob spawners happened to go missing, you had to talk to him. And from talking to him, he would then come to your location to place the mob spawner for you. How nice. However, his teammates would be there to kill you, so not nice. And given that a lot of people stopped going online, it became very obvious who was destroying these spawners. This almost happened to my allies, Thump and Ninja, but luckily they thought ahead and said that they were going to be taking an hour to get there, when they actually were just going to go there right off the bat. I was in a call with Ninja right when it was happening. They needed help with a pillager spawner and Ender went there to fix it. Thing is, his teammate Trainer followed him. Luckily though, him and Thump were hiding and Trainer flew right over their heads. And after that happened, Ender and some of his crew joined our VC.
Trainer, did you see me and Thump?
No, but apparently you saw
You
me.
flew directly over us.
Well, I'd already figured you were close, because you said, yeah, I'll be there in like an hour or so. Obviously you're saying that because you were just afraid like one of us is waiting there. And I was like, even if they are, I don't care, because Ender and I were talking. And then I
said because I knew you were there.
Well, no, I know, and I'm aware, and I figured that out. But I was like, I don't even care about killing you guys that much. Oh yeah. So anyhow, Ender and I were planning on flying all over the map and trying to find as many cases as we could. And then Ender freaking found linkfuls and all their base. And long story short, they had several double chests full of max enchanted netherite blocks, several double chests of tridents. They're banned now, so. And the ship burned.
And now our team literally has no other nurse to that, no nothing.
Which is boring.
Yeah,
because I actually I had the constant good feeling of dread, so to speak, because I was constantly.
But now that you know
them,
you're just gonna destroy everyone, you don't really care.
Yeah, you guys should step up and become good competition. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he dies.
Get good. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, please, just get teammates, get good, please. We want someone to actually be a threat we can think about as an enemy, as competition.
We want someone to fear.
No one gets on. Ender, you should invite more people.
Honestly, maybe.
Why do you say maybe like that? Maybe it sounds like James Charles.
Do we still want to max out crossbows?
No, what's the point?
Yeah, we can. We can just max out. Oh, we should. I don't know if we should say that in this PC, but oh well.
Like, if we have no competition, what's the point of getting super stacks? We're just gonna destroy them.
Because we want the end fight to be dramatic.
And just like that, I had everything I needed. If you couldn't tell with the little guy I was using, you just saw how painful that was of them just trying to get content out of me. Because, like, Ninja left the call, like, he was already gone. I was just the only one there, just sitting there in complete and total silence as they were just trying to get me to say anything. And if I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even really paying attention to Trainer. I was mainly focusing in on Ender because this conversation gave me everything that I wanted. See, we both know, you read the title, that this SMP is going nowhere but downhill. And it was even obvious at that point that this was the direction that it was going. Hell, it was obvious in day one. And giving Ender his dramatic finish is one of the last things that I want to do. So as they were talking about how we needed to become proper competition, I was actually coming up with a plan. And as you'll eventually see, it's not the plan that they're gonna like. But first we need a better setup. So given the fact that we were still robbed, Ninja invited me to go to him and Thump's base, which was an extremely generous gesture given the fact that they had a full-blown villager setup. And given these villagers came from zombie villagers, they had extremely cheap prices. They also had a bridge that connected to the outside world, so I started my training montage moment of this event. It mainly just consisted of going back and forth to get materials to sell to villagers, but we were getting very rich very fast. So much so that we started enchanting our gear. Although we only had mending for the moment, but we were getting there. Soon we'll have sold enough sticks to somehow equate to armor that can survive explosions and such, but hey, I don't question villagers. They do what they do. But with all of that work aside, I decided it was time to go back to the first base. Do you remember that chest that I showed for like literally only 2 seconds? Well, that one wasn't touched, and I wanted to get all of those materials and bring it to here. So I started the journey there and noticed that a new player had joined, which means Ender was adding new people. Perfect for what I had planned, but for now, those items were priority. Problem was though, I had no clue what I was about to get myself into. The instant I got close, Ender went online. Given everything I've already mentioned, mainly the fact that they have elytras, I was put on high alert going to this chest, because with them being the only people to have elytras and everyone else not, like vultures they played and preyed on the unassuming being me. And I'm fine. I do not have a quick way of getting out of here, do I? Holy moly. At this point, a lot of questions were going through my mind, like still, how did Ender know I was in the desert right when I got there? Or, who is this cute guy? And apparently there's 5 team members per team now, because that looked a little bit like teamwork to me. Somehow he got his hand on the Ender Blade again, which I don't even know how that happened. And probably the biggest one that you're thinking, how come I didn't log off? I guess I could have, but at the same time, it was on me. Like, I was the one who chose to do this trip, and I didn't want to throw it on my friends to come and save me. So that was just poor decision making on my part, and even then, you'll see later why that was not even an option to begin with. Plus, I wasn't expecting him and his team to come to my exact location. I could have tried to fight him, but my axe only had mending, so that wasn't that good. Especially compared to all of his like prop 4 armor and such. At this point of the event, everyone was just frustrated and pretty much done with it. The constant cheating and all of that was just taking its toll on people. And it didn't help that the Discord was just a complete mess. People just pointing fingers at each other, mostly at Ender, and if you were to call out Ender for anything, he would just be completely silent, as Trainer would send you an MLA format essay as to why you were stupid and dumb for thinking Ender and his teammates, Trainer included, could ever cheat in a charity event. And then Ender would top it off with some gif about how you weren't cool and he was cool. The perfect bow to the shit show of a package. So I decided it was enough. It was only 3 days into this event, and they already threw this way off the rails. So I'm gonna throw it off even farther. I think it's about time that we start talking about that plan. But first, a word from our sponsor, me.
Hello and welcome. We have a lot to learn today, and what's that? Do you think that we should check it out? Okay. Well, would you look at that? It seems like we found your IP address. The problem is, though, it seems like it's a little shy. Maybe, if we sing a song, it'll build up the confidence to come out. Are you ready? Let's begin!
Alright, so to start, the first step of the plan was to get some more people. See, as all of these events were going down, I was telling friends of mine about it and they wanted in. The only main issue was the fact that they weren't in the server. As Ender said earlier, he wanted that dramatic ending, so I was gonna give him an offer he couldn't refuse. I knew people, he needed people. Easy offer, right? Well, that brings me down to step 2, unleashing the cage. And let everyone new move on to step 3, which was to have everyone spread out from spawn, and if anyone wanted to take part in the later steps of the plan, they would head north, where we would then all meet up at the bridge. The next step was to split up into groups of 3, one group led by HD, another group led by Planky, and the final group led by me. We then were going to stock up on as many materials as we needed, because the final step was to make lag machines. We had free range to do our favorites, so I was gonna do armor stands, Planky was gonna do minecarts, and HDJR was gonna do doors. And from there we were just gonna overload the server. The main thing was that I wanted it to be split into 3 groups, just in case if they were gonna fly around with elytras. Even if they were to find one, we still would have had 2 others. And given rumors were going around about X-rays and such, I didn't want to give it any chances. And I fully believed this plan was foolproof. See, the thing is that everyone was openly angry with Ender over all the cheating and stuff, but what I haven't mentioned is I never said a damn thing. See, when it came down to it, I knew if I came to Ender telling him, hey, I got all these people to join your server, yet at the same time he knew I was totally against what he was doing, that would look suspicious. So I went to sleep, fully ready to pull off the plan the next day. So I woke up, went to school, and he shut down the server. How perfect. He said that he just wasn't having fun anymore. And you know, how could you when you just like cheat to get everything you need to win your own event that you just weren't even supposed to be in the first place? Like, how could you have fun from that? It just doesn't make sense. And the Discord, gone. Not before Ender said something that he probably will have haunting him for the rest of his life. And due to him ending the event early, nobody got the prize. Do you want to know what it was? $50. Now, let me throw my take on this. When you take on the responsibility of throwing your own event, and you throw in a prize as well, that isn't yours anymore. You are obligated to give what you said was the prize. Now, if the event ended early due to factors out of Ender's control, then I would completely understand him not giving away a prize to anyone. But, as you could tell from everything shown so far, this was all his fault. And speaking of obligations, what happened to that charity money? It went into somebody's pocket, and it wasn't Trevor's. Well, as you could tell, this server did not go down quietly. There was a lot of arguing, and rumors spread around as well. One of the largest ones being that Ender pocketed all of the charity money. However, what money was made? Like, I'm being honest here, like, we're not big YouTubers. We don't make ad revenue. What money was made? Like, even though Ender royally ruined his own event and was just overall rude, I'll at least give him credit where credit is due. There is nothing to show that he pocketed the charity money. And just to be safe, I even messaged him on it. And yeah, obviously he's not gonna reply, haha, yeah, I'm evil and I took all the charity money. But he also didn't reply at all. So make of that what you will. Personally though, I feel like if you didn't make any money from the event and you're Ender, I think this would also be the response you'd have. Regardless of that though, and the fact that it being about charity was most likely just to get more people involved, I made a donation. So here you go, Trevor. Some moolah for you. Spend it wisely. With just 3.5 days of its lifetime, this SMP sure was a lot. Like, there was so much promise, like so much there, and yet it all fell apart so fast. But without this SMP, I would not have been able to meet some of the amazing people that I had the privilege of running into thanks to this. It's just a shame that the person running it could not be the same. It's also a shame that, although I was able to say a lot, much more went down that I wouldn't have been able to properly put in this video. Like, one quick example I'll give you is when we were doing all the arrangements for the plan, one of my allies got into the one of many arguments over the cheating with Ender and Trainer, which went exactly as you'd expect. At least I can show some of the things that Ender said, but what I can't show is that, ironically enough, Ender teleported to my ally to try and kill them, failed, and told them they had 30 seconds to log back on, or else he would be banning them and the 2 other people in their call. To sum up the end of that story, the 3 of them were banned. I guess this is also a good time to throw in that thing that everyone has to, which is, don't be mean to these people. Even though I shouldn't have any sort of responsibility on this, please don't do anything or else they'll throw it on me. Overall, this was just a very bizarre and dramatic SMP. It's crazy to think that it only lasted 3.5 days. I guess at the end of the day though, Ender really got his dramatic finish after all. It was just not the one that he wanted. But that's the story, at least from my side, of the worst SMP in Minecraft history. Thank you. It's been Miles, and subscribe.